Welcome everyone, this is Pilot Niels, and today we're going to begin a new series, The Missions of Umbar, where we are going to look into the various missions that are available in Umbar Baharbel in the Lord of the Rings Online. Now, you may be wondering, if I am looking into the missions of Umbar, what am I doing here at a Gondor housing neighborhood? And that's because Umbar is on the other side of the Bay of Belfalis, and we have to figure out how to get there. Now, there are various ways in which to get over into Umbar Baharbel and into the Bloody Eable Tavern, but many of them are rather difficult if you're a lower level character. So I'm on a level 35 character, and we're going to look at how to get a low level character there, and after that I could show you the various options that are available for higher level characters. For most mission locations, you can get there through a stable master. For example, if you want to go to the missions in Gundabad, you could either go to a mission recruiter scattered throughout Middle Earth, or you could go to a housing neighborhood stable master, but those aren't available in the Umbar area. Probably because getting those horses into the inn are a bit difficult. Whatever's the case, the only way I know of now for a lower level character to get into Umbar is through this little device, the Allure of Umbar Baharbel. Now, there is a little bit of a problem here, and that the only way to get one of these things is through the Ultimate Edition of the Umbar expansion. Now, the good news is that since this is a housing item, if you're a kin leader, for example, and you have one of these, you could set it so that anyone in your kinship could use it, or anyone in the game can use it. Perhaps you have things set in your housing area so that any neighbor could come and use your Allure of Baharbel and be able to bring you anywhere to there. So that's a possibility if you don't have the Ultimate Edition, is that perhaps you know somebody who could allow you to use theirs. Now, what does this little thing do? Let's go and click on it and find out. We are brought to the Waterway Market here in Umbar Baharbel, the city of the Corsairs. Now, you will notice that the Waterway Market text and its coordinates are in red. That means this is considered to be a dangerous area. The minimum level of this area is level 125. So how am I here at level 135? It's because these little housing items bypass the level restrictions. You are on your own if you're using it at lower level. But that means that we are able to get here without having to worry about the game saying, sorry, you don't belong here, goodbye. So now we just have to keep on straight, going on down here. We now make a right turn here, more of a jog. And we head on this way. And eventually we are going to be reaching the Rover's Yard, which is right over here. So at this point, we then head on to the right turn that we made, and we see this little bridge. And this little bridge is going to lead us right to this gate. And once I go past this gate, we come to another T-intersection. We turn right, and we are at the Bloody Eable Tavern. Once inside, we can see that indeed there is no mission recruiter stable master here or anything like that, which is quite a shame for those who would like an easier way in order to get to this place. But this is where we have our barterers for the allegiances, the renewal of Gondor rewards, just in case you have Gondor rep you're working on, which you won't have at low level. We also have the Order of the Eagle Allegiance vendor. Now, you're not going to be able to join the Order of the Eagle, or at least get very far with them without being of a high enough level, but
Bad winds to you.
they don't require you to have anything of allegiance in order to barter for them. The real tricky here is that each mission gives you 1 eagle bit each, so most of these items are going to take a long time in order to get to, because here we have 30 bits in order to do this. So it'll take you time if you want to do anything. Now eventually there's likely going to be a port available from these vendors, or at least that's what I've heard. And if that's the case, then there'll be a way to return here. But to get here the first time, you're probably going to have to resort to what I just did. Maybe saying, well, can I set the milestone to the city in order to come back here later? No, the minimum level for the milestone is level 125. What we do have here, though, are the mission givers. And in our later episodes, we will look into what each of these missions are. But before we do that, I want to now take on a higher level character so that I can look at the other ways to get here. Well, this is the only way that I know that a level 35 can get there. A level 150 has many more options. So what are the options for higher level characters? The first of these possible options is here at the western gate, known as the Beacon Gate. Now there are 3 ways in which you can get here. The first way is to just quest through the Cape of Umbar until you get over to here, and this is probably the first gate you're going to find if you go up along the road. So therefore, naturally through questing. Second, this is the destination spot if you use the return to skill, which is the reputation port that you can get if you are neutral or better with the people of Umbar. And since it starts out as outsider, you do have to work in order to get up to neutral. And the third possibility is that we have a stable master here.
Bad winds to you.
And this takes you to the 3 towns that are within the area of the Cape of Umbar, plus the other 2 main gates for Umbar Baharbel. And each of those gates with a stable master and a means to access various quest areas. Now, in order to find the Bloody Eagle, which is the main point we have to go through at the moment, we need to head along this way, and our path is going to go gradually edge its way towards the right as we go through each of the little sections along here. So if you see a choice of ways, just edge right, not a full right turn. I'm just talking about just gradually edging to your right here and then jogging back a little bit to your left in order to continue on. And eventually you're going to reach an area known as the fish hold. And I think we are getting pretty close to that at the moment. The tricky thing is not getting lost along here. Let's cross this bridge right over here. Actually, I think this is the fish hold. So this is actually one of the more complicated routes of the set, because what I'm not looking for the Bloody Eagle. What I'm looking for is this. This is the main milestone to the city of Umbar. So this is where you really want to make up to. Try to get to the milestone. Since the milestone's going to be clearly on your map, you shouldn't have too much trouble finding it. It's getting to the fish hold and then to this milestone. And it's from this milestone where you can easily get to the Bloody Eagle. So the third methodology is actually to start out at the milestone. And once you're in the city, you're at least level 125. And yes, it does say minimum level 125 on there. So you can't somehow get a low level character here, such as what we did in the previous section, and click on that, because if this is telling the truth, it's not going to work. Anyway, from the milestone, whether you got there from the west gate as we just did, or if you milestone to that location, all you have to do then is to head along this way across this bridge. So we're sort of going southeast at the moment. And we're going to be nudging our way to the south. And you see that bridge up ahead and is that a fountain? Yes, that fountain there. When you reach the fountain, turn left. And here we are at the Bloody Eagle Inn. There you go. That's a nice, easy route to there. Alright, maybe the part from the gate to the milestone wasn't all that easy, but from the milestone to here, it's a very, very easy trip. There's one easier trip, though, and that is through the docks. Here I am at the dock master for the city of Umbar, and the dock master is near this tower right here. This is the Harbor Watch's tower, and you do several quests here. And at the end of that quest chain, the Harbor Master actually sends you on a quest to go to the Bloody Eagle Tavern. And he tells you the easiest way to get there. Thus, the Harbor Master's tower is a very, very good place in which to start. And it's the first place where I was able to reliably find the tavern. Now, this is also right by the Dockmaster, as I said. The Dockmaster you can get from
May
here.
the seas be calm and the winds fair.
You can get here from Palrax, which is on the Shield Isles. You can also get here from Lon Kirion, which is in Anfalis, or from Dol Amroth, or from Pelargir. So you have all these places in which you can come here, and 3 of them are from the new regions in Gondor here. And you go there into the city, or from Palrax. So you get there that way, if you're in any of those areas. And finally, if you are a mariner, this is the target location of your class port. Now, I don't know where the class port takes you if you are a hunter or a warden, but I did see a hunter here at the same time that I popped in. So I don't know whether that hunter there came in through his class port or if he just took a boat from Halrax or something like that. But that's why it's possible. But here we are, right here. See, practically from the steps of that tower. And if you just go down this lane over here and go on straight, then we head on to our way to the Bloody Eagle. We just keep on going straight. In fact, this is the straightest route of the whole thing because here we are, no major turns at all. So that, I think, is by far the easiest route to get here. But if it's much easier for you to get here some other way, for example, if you're low level, you would have to try one of the other routes I said earlier. Even though I gave you what I thought was the easiest routes to get here, there are a couple of more that I really need to discuss. And first off, we have here, this is the location where you come to if you use the port given by the Order of the Eagle when you reach level 10 in their ranking system. And this is right in these gardens where you have a healer who is a quest giver, and well, it says healer, but she actually has items from
Fair
the
winds to you.
Order of the Eagle. I guess she's calling herself a healer to disguise that. And here we have a rep vendor from the city of Umbar rewards. Well, what I want to do here is to turn in this direction. And what this does is this can take you to a stable master. You could take the stable master. Actually, the Stable Master is right there. You take the Stable Master then to the western gate, and then you could take that in order to go through the route I discussed earlier. But what if you didn't want to use the Stable Master? Is there a direct route? There is a more direct route that you could take. That is to go by the bats here. You say, wait, I didn't tell you that before. That's because I find this route to be more confusing and less likely in order to get me there. And since I don't have any characters right now that are forced to use this route, it's unlikely that I'll ever quite get this into my memory. So now here I went into the Rover's Yard. So essentially you skirt the bats, come down round straight, and you get to the Rover's Yard. And you can run up this way. In fact, once you get to the Rover's Yard, the whole thing is familiar, because now we are on the same path that we took when you took the low level route in order to get here, because now here we are at the Bloody Eagle Tavern. Looks like it's starting to get ingrained in my head because I managed to do that right. So that's how you get there from the Order of the Eagle's reputation area. But there is, or I should say allegiance area. But there is another allegiance area, and that one I know even less than the one from the Order of the Eagle. And those are the Ledger Keepers. I've only reached level 5 with the Ledger Keepers, so I've not yet earned the port for them. But I am presuming that it'll be somewhere near the Allegiance Barterer here, Umbar, who does not disguise herself as a healer. I guess because the Ledger Keepers are a known entity here in Umbar. So if we go from the rep vendor and head on down this way, we will be able to then, I hope, eventually find the Fisher Hold. So that is to head on down this way. Now we will have to eventually head on down a ramp. But first, of course, we will have to find them as dusk settles here. Okay, we're in the Grand Market. Head along down this way. We'll eventually have to head on down a ramp, which will take us to the Fisher Hold. And I think that is it right around here. So I'm a lot less familiar with this area than I am with the other areas of the city. Here we are. This is the wharf gate down into here, and this is the Fisher Hold. If you do a right turn, you're going to wind up at the milestone, which means that if you make a left turn, we find a very familiar bridge. And we head on up this way, across the bridge, and we see the fountain and the next bridge following that. But of course, when we reach the fountain, we make a left turn, and here we are at the Bloody Eagle Inn, and that is the final route that I am going to be showing you. Any other places where you're in the city, just find one of those 6 areas and you should be able to then find your way here. And once you're here, you can start doing missions, which is something that we're going to start doing in the next episode of the Missions of Umbar.